Set for the start of this one, Sofian Faguli. Faguli has been outstanding for Valencia this year, although slowing down just a touch. And that's one of the reasons Valencia has slid to mid-table. Today could resurrect their season. Barcelona 17-3-1, Valencia 7-4-10. Bill Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Barca in their home Blaugrana, and Lionel Messi making himself at home, although not on the score sheet. And Ray, that's been one of the big storylines. He has scored in the cup, he has set up goals, but for a player who has been approaching triple digits over the last few seasons to basically be now approaching 4 months without a goal, that's a drought.
Well, as you know, he scores goals like we order pizza, Phil. He just dials him in, and that will continue as he regains his form and that goal scorer's groove. He's been hitting the back of the net and assisting in the Copa games, but all right, a little bit of a slow start, but every goal that Barcelona has been involved with when Messi has been on the pitch has had his wonderful Argentinian fingerprints all over them, so nothing to worry about. What Valencia have to worry about is winning this game. It's been a long time, since 2003, that they visited this stadium where they haven't been able to come away with a win. So that's what they're up against, the history and a good team playing wonderful football in Barcelona. Chilly conditions, Phil, a little dank in Barca, but what a side that Martino has been able to put out. Only Iniesta really, the missing super duper star. Cesc Fabregas getting a great opportunity to shine, and the two wide men on either side of Messi, electric Sanchez and Pedro.
Another chance for Barcelona. Xavi Hernandez has turned 34 years of age. For the match, that moment of silence for Luis Aragonés, who was one of those responsible for launching Xavi into the world's consciousness, along with Andres Iniesta. Nice touchback, Dani Alves. Now Fabregas and Sanchez just couldn't get enough of it, the Chilean. Ball rolls away off the homegrown Juan Bernat. Throw in for Barcelona, box high.
Transfer window closing, Barcelona not moving. You cannot say the same about Valencia. It's been like Grand Central Station, the comings and goings there. Good ball.
Another chance up front for Dani Parejo.
Another nice lead.
Sending it wide, the cross inside from Alcácer, an easy grab for Victor Valdez. Some rumors coming out. Somewhat of a strange reaction, except when you consider Barcelona saying they're respecting Victor Valdez when the word came that they were making a last gasp attempt to have him extend his contract. They say no, he says he wants to leave, and we respect that. Rumors continuing to swirl about Ter Stegen and Pepe Reina, but something will have to happen. Xavi Hernandez forward for Sanchez, poked free by Parejo, and cleared away by the converted left-back Jeremy Mathieu.
Pairing of Maché and Piqué, of course, pushing suicidally high, these two attacking wing-backs here today of Jordi Alba, Dani Alves. Not been many times. What a ball.
Chance for Sanchez, out comes Alves. Messi gets to the rebound and dances around Barragán. Strong performance from the Valencia keeper, but he's still under fire. Deflects inside, bounces off Xavi, denies Alexis, but the flag had come
Absolute
up.
snap, crackle, pop all over this 18-yard box. What a ball over the top. The lad's having a laugh. I tell you, there's a beautiful ball clipped over the top, right into stride, and as you point out, Phil Shane, Diego Alves comes to the rescue of Valencia. Off his, there's a beautiful lead. The skip just takes it a step away from Alexis. But beautiful saving from the Brazilian international Alves. Messi keeps it going, Pedrito pulls it back, Xavi tries to steer this one home with a velvet cushion. It bounces off Jeremy Mathieu, and the flag just goes up, but helter-skelter chaos led by that beautiful ball that was clipped over, inch perfect. Well saved, Diego Alves.
Didn't look like the flag should have been warranted. Regardless, Alves made the stop. As we've mentioned, he's been on the losing end of 6, 7, 8-0 scorelines against Barcelona and still been arguably man of the match. Barragán with a bump.
Very little, it seemed. Again, is it the arms raised on the player that sends him down? Just a little rash challenge. Barragán's got him, and there you see the arm leading into the player. There was no need. He had him absolutely shepherded. His spacing defensively was right on top of him. He could have showed him the back of that line, but took the lazy way out, and it leads to this.
Barcelona, I guess for them it might be a slump. Only 4 wins over their last 7, but still atop the table. Inside, just over Piqué. Alves punches high. Messi back to his left foot. Finds the run, looking for Xavi and just whacking at it to get it out of danger.
Take a look at this wonderful control from Messi. Ball's dropping out of the sky like a snowball out of a big white snowy sky, and he identifies it, controls it under pressure, and then sends a beautiful clipped-in ball to the back that was just a couple of millimeters away.
Inside the 18, Barragán again guiding the header this time. Deflects towards Feghouli, but picked off by Fabregas. Driven across to the back post. Alexis back to the middle, and he chips it over Alves! A brilliant goal by the Chilean, and 7 minutes in, Barca's in front.
Staggering goal, this. Whether it's intentional or not, in all honesty, the replay will have to show, because I'm not sure if Electric Sanchez means this or not, and I hope I'm not doing him a severe injustice. It's beautiful football, started out wide by Messi, of course. He has the hocus pocus. It takes a little deflection. It's gifted back. Sergi pressurizes. Fabregas leads. Still running on. Messi leads across. He's onside at the back post. That is the weirdest goal that I've seen for a long time. Take a look. He's actually driven the ball into the ground, and the bounce has lifted it over Diego Alves. It goes into the funny house of mirrors here, but Alexis don't mind.
And again, brilliant performance from Alves to start this match, and just 7 minutes in, he finds himself trailing. This is
listen to this crowd, it's just buzzing. How we just saw an absolute optical illusion. Strange one. Instant pressure from Barcelona. First 7 minutes have been relentless, been tidal wave attacking football, and this reverse fixture, Phil, led to a lot of goals in the last go-round, and it was 3-2, and Valencia came back with 2 quick-fire goals.
Messi with the first half hat-trick.
Had the opportunity to build on that as well. As you say, Leo, hat-trick heaven it was for him that day. But it was a close game, and Barcelona needed Victor Valdés on a number of times, I remember, to pull them out of, well, just doing what Victor always does.
Okay, not happy.
Yeah, he wouldn't allow him back in when it was in the ball was in a neutral position.
And that's not an explanation, that's more of a caution to Sergio Busquets. Roberto Martino still trying to question.
Yeah, usually a player can just re-enter the field when the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch, especially when you've got the ball, your team has the ball in deep position, as Mascherano did.
Although there are circumstances when you exit the pitch while play is still on, that you have to wait till play stops, but regardless, Pedro Perez taking firm control, and Barcelona barking a bit, but might be Valencia that is feeling mad. Given away, poor ball, beautiful ball now for Barca. Ricardo Costa plucking it away from Messi.
Wonderful, wonderful sliding tackle from the Portuguese international, wrapping up Messi. Right when Leo looked as if he found that wonderful burst of acceleration to find a half a yard out of nowhere, but sliding in beautifully on the slick surface was Ricardo Costa, and timed his slide tackle with Swiss clock precision.
Lifting it over Barragan. Again, just regretting the decisions. He only has one, putting it out for the corner.
Jeremy Mathieu, leader at the back for Valencia, going frantic with his midfields, demanding more cover. Not getting it.
Flipped up by Busquets, but over the crossbar.
Well, take a look at the goal later on, Phil, but that is one of the strangest strikes. It looked as if, as the Brazilian looks down, along with Calles and Ibrahim Falai making his return after a couple of years in the last game. Neymar returning to practice. Unbelievable. After seeing that injury, I could not believe it. Seeing him working with his physio man and looking good. He may be back within a week after that horrific looking injury that he suffered. But young bones, Phil, he mend very quickly, and Neymar barely into his 20s. Lovely turn.
Out wide for Bernat. The left back driving in on Dani Alves. Gets the extra touch, swings the cross in, but over Feghouli. Now Barragan in the offensive zone. Feghouli takes, turns, drives. Well positioned and well deflected by Valdez.
Good hit from the Algerian international, unhesitant, and Victor got his angles down beautifully. Good fists of fury to get it clear. Great tackle.
Tight control, but again Feghouli. Actually, Oriol Romeo, the player that slides in, share the same barber. Dozen minutes into the book. Here's Pedro Rodriguez.
I don't think it's a barber that you need for a haircut like Feghouli and Romeo, Phil. It's like a convict cut. My mother used to give them to me. Buzz.
Near side Xavi, Alves. Back to Piqué. Valencia dropping back in their own half.
Another signing for Valencia, Seydou Keita. A lot of Barcelona fans will remember that wonderful man from Mali. Beautiful player that he was. Nicely.
Trying to find a gap. The deflection spins back to Diego Alves.
Keita been playing his football in China recently. Messi's old mate. And again, a lot of activity coming and going there, as if, man, he's a Cleveland Indians fan. Seydou should be a Tigers man. I'll send him one of mine.
Felipe Senderos also being brought in.
Yeah,
help to shore up the back line. Maybe push Mathieu back out wide.
From Fulham. And Araujo. Vinicius Araujo from Cruzeiro. That's a wonderful leader of the line that they'll have up top. Eduardo Vargas coming in
on the bench today
from Napoli. But sending out Canales to Sociedad, that's a good pickup for the men from the Basque Country, in my opinion. Rami to AC Milan, who will probably do a good job for Milan. And Banega to Newell's Old Boys, Phil. That one I can't quite understand.
Boggles just a bit, but Gerardo Martino's old club getting a great player.
Yeah.
Xavi trying to touch it back. Alexis, but deflects away. Parejo tripped up. Play on. Nope.
Alexis that gets looked like a clean pickpocket tackle on Danny. Referee not seeing it quite that way.
Valencia hasn't won in league since the first match of the year. 2-0 against Levante, who just got pounded in the cup. 9-2 on aggregate by Barcelona. Things look pretty good in September for Valencia. They've been haunted since then.
A beautiful ball to find Barragan. There's that wonderful hit. Just couldn't get enough height on it. A little bit more height might have been able to take it past. The return spins. You see there's that wonderful angle from the cameraman. Had he been a little bit more underneath his strike, might have, well, it would have certainly taken it over Victor. Good effort anyhow. Valencia been unpredictable this season, usually right in amongst the cream of the crop, but just 2 league wins on the road. Up against a team with a 100% winning record from 10 matches.
Xavi keeps it moving. Here's Fabregas, continuing his role as Mr. Versatility, even with a new man in charge. Now Busquets. Alexis with a good move, bangs it off of Mathieu and out for another corner.
Well protected by Bernat. Mathieu alongside of him, but Alexis breaks his shadow turning that way, if they've got any shadows here today.
Actually had been threat of rain in the air, temperature just above 50. Messi on Bernat, across the middle. Busquets had the open shot, but just sends it high.
It may look like an open shot as you see it, Phil, but this is a hell of a discipline to be able to pull off. Messi sees Sergi at the top with that wonderful fly's eye vision, and that is an absolutely wonderful attempt. First time. Had that gone in, that would have been one of the goals of the season. He's got a wonderful shape to it, and he's got all of his geometry nearly right. Just need his azimuth angles adjusted.
Cross midfield, flipped over Mascherano. Alba needed to be there, or Piatti and Feghouli would have been off to the races. Xavi pulled down. Quick on the restart, Busquets.
Still tracking back again.
Ball into the center for Alcácer, spins away from Mascherano. And wide for Feghouli. After the early pressure, requiring several brilliant stops by Alves, and I don't want to call it a fluke. There might have been intent on the goal from Alexis. Valencia bringing it back to normal.
I think you're right, Phil. I think he did absolutely intentionally strike the ball with the intention to go to that back post with more like a half volley daisy cutter type, but the ball just seemed to pop, and he'd already got his technique in motion, and then he's actually driven the ball very close to his boot onto the ground and then bounced it over the top of Diego Alves. No way he meant that. If it had been Messi that did it, I would have said he probably would have, but maybe doing wonderful Sanchez a disservice, as I said.
Busquets keeps it moving. Messi
gets that one wrong.
Mathieu intercepts. You see how Messi dropping back.
Good ball.
Seems quite content. And now drives the shot in off Bernat.
Again, wonderful selling of a dummy by Lionel Messi. I'll tell you what, when we take a look at this again, he sells a dummy beautifully. Messi, he could sell chewing gum to a man with lockjaw. Take a look. The ball over the top here for Dani Alves, very close to finding the target. In stride, just a little too high for Danny to adjust. But that earlier exchange with Messi, Phil, I heard the indications that he is coming, bubbling back to his all-time best. That wonderful movement and shift, so very, very lightning quick in front of his covering player that sends him the wrong way. Look out.
Pedro with some space.
He's got his target locked in.
Driving in on Costa. Left foot cross. And then punched back. Alexis denied on the goal line by Alves.
Fed in from Pedro. As I said, he's got his target locked in. And Alexis streaking in with the intimidating directness of a torpedo again. Wonderful ball played from Pedro, from one wide man to the other, bookends linking up.
Piatti can't sneak it past Mascherano.
What a pass on the run, Phil, from Pedro. And half expected him to take a strike at goal. The invitation was in, it was gilt-edged, but he picked out his teammate over the top.
Now it's Messi, has help. Messi trying to get the shot, but Costa deflects it high.
Says his apologies to Geordie boy. Messi says, I fancy a strike, and Alba ain't gonna argue. Wonderful run. Here's another look at this magisterial ball, played and delivered on a golden altar for Alexis from Pedro. And Messi, seeing Jordi Alba streaking in, more often than not, he'll probably just shovel that on, Phil, but eager to break that drought, as you called it earlier.
Well, Messi has made Valencia his wish list of sorts. Only Osasuna has he scored more goals against than the 8 he's put in against Los Che.
Been a sharp performance the opening 20 minutes. This is vintage Barcelona football. Oh, he's in.
And Messi trying to come around Costa, and does. Alba pinching to the inside. Messi back to the goal line and down to the near post. Alves slaps it wide.
And look at this change of direction from Leo. He's enjoying himself here today. He really is feeling it, and his wonderful talent starting to froth up like a witch's brew. Beautiful play to create that space initially, Phil, and then drive to the lane and then fire that one across.
Ball from Xavi, cleared by Barragan. Saw a few seats open in the upper deck. It's a bit early for fans of Barcelona. Long range on a hop, and Alves just in case.
When he first came to the club, this was basically his signature. Wonderful strike from, of course, the Brazilian. They have a technique and an ability all their own. Look at this, a wonderful effort. Here's this pullback, Messi, and then watch again. Sends the entire defence into a stupor. Feet continue to dance, the ball held. Wonderful goalkeeping on the line. Jungle cat quick from the ex-Almeria, ex-Atletico Mineiro man, Diego Alves. Great save that, Phil.
Still fighting for the #1 jersey this summer.
Wow, he was leaning away when that shot was triggered. You know, that's not highlight reel for a goalkeeper like that, but that is absolutely international class keeping.
Same to deny the header to Alexis just moments before.
That one was better for me.
Into the center, Xavi leaning to his left. Flood of red and blue. Trying to build a wall at the top of the 18, Valencia. Fabregas wide. Busquets still just 1-0. Valencia came back. Elder Postiga with a couple of goals in that match that saw Messi's only hat-trick in their first meeting.
Oh.
Messi dances through, the ball back from Xavi, intercepted.
Stupefying football there from Messi. Again, he nutmegs the defender right in front of him with 2 touches. If we get the chance to look at it again, he's literally threading the needle while dripping honey on the ball. Beautiful 2-touch nutmeg that brings that gasp out of Camp Nou. And then the give and go with Xavi nearly found its target.
So Mascherano barking at the assistant, thinking that he should have gotten a foul call.
See the crest on the side of the Barcelona shirts here today, signifying their respect and acknowledgement of the Chinese New Year. They're wearing that white patch that has a picture of a horse on it.
Ball sent long. Pedro. Hey, I thought you told me it was the year of the lobster.
Did not say that.
Ball in for Xavi. Wide for Fabregas. Back to Hernandez. Spotted the run, but couldn't get it away from Romeo.
You have to tell you what, lobster on the end of their shirts, because they're playing like as if they've got a lobster down their shorts here today, Barcelona. Look at the running off of the ball, the pinpoint passing, magic.
Getting it back, Messi. Some would run away from three defenders. He runs in.
Yeah. It's like he has a morbid fear. He's got to be claustrophobic, Messi. He's got a morbid fear of opposing defences in tight spaces.
Back to Messi. Cuts to his right. Xavi saw it spin away, but just a bit too far. Again, Piqué snuffing out the fire.
Now, there were applause coming out for balletic football. Truly typical Barcelona spirograph. Wonderful ball from Chameleon to
Wide
Messi.
for Alves into the center and off the heels of Costa. I'm not even sure he saw it.
Valencia's defence backing up so far in reverse, Phil. It's a wonder they're not in the crowd behind that goal of Dani Alves. Falling back on each other. So Cancetina.
Oriol shows, but Costa swings to Mathieu. Fuego there. Mathieu took the extra touch and shouldn't have. A pass straight to Messi on the angle.
Magic.
Wide. Pedro.
Brilliant.
Back for Messi. The shot denied as Mathieu puts out his own fire.
Wonderful from Xavi, leading Pedro, who leads Messi. Xavi, Pedro. Messi touches it. And a wonderful reach-in, last-ditch tackle from the man who really started the attack for Valencia, Jeremy Mathieu. Comes across in the last nanosecond to deny Messi yet again. He's been pixels away from scoring a hat-trick here today, Phil. And as we heard that wonderful acknowledgement of the football of Barcelona from this crowd, when they didn't even have a striker goal, but they recognise the beautiful art of football being played in front of them here today.
Piqué's header goes high. Well, just one defeat since Pizzi has stepped in on the bench for Valencia. Ironically, that was against Celta de Vigo. Did get the victory against Levante.
Good look at him, ex-Barcelona player, as you said earlier, Phil, from 96 to 98, and ex-Valencia player, ex-River Plate, of course. He started at Rosario Central, a forward in his playing day. Played against Tata Martino.
In for Busquets.
Wonderful journey he's been on, both these men. Tata starting at Newell's Old Boys as well and leads them. Funny how fate moves its massive hand, isn't it? Wonderful life.
And speaking of that fate, back when he was at Newell's, Lionel Messi's father, one of his biggest fans. And now Messi, the younger, playing for Martino. 30th minute. Just one defeat in league.
That's a great call. Look at that. He's literally a shoulder in a left thigh offside, and this wonderful official on this near side. There's the patch. There's the horse. That ain't no lobster. The year of the horse. Watching the dancing dragons in the pre-game ceremony. Wonderful acknowledgement. There's a great one of Atletico Madrid as well, with David Villa making a wonderful advertisement for the people of China. You've got to see that one, people, and Google it or whatever and take a look at David Villa posing with his beautiful white horse in the Stadium of Madrid. Oh, unlucky.
A little too enthusiastic on the back heel.
That's right. It's just a little bit too al dente and eager. Always a difficult discipline to engineer with the right finesse, the back heel. You've basically got to barely touch it for it to come off. He, of course, makes it look as if he's just opening a can of Coca-Cola when he does it. El illusionista, Iniesta. What a pass.
Off the chest.
Wonderful ball from Cesc. In well.
Barcelona starting to hear the footsteps, not just of Atletico, who did strengthen themselves with the acquisition, the reacquisition of Diego.
Great signing.
And also Real Madrid, who might be the hottest team on the planet right now.
Absolutely.
Those 3 teams, 1 point.
Totally. And don't forget that little yellow team, Villarreal, playing wonderful football and made their own nice acquisitions. That's going to be a good team to follow over the next few years. That rebuilding yellow submarine.
Mesmerizing here from Barcelona.
Valencia's pressing on, but it's nowhere near with the urgency that's needed to stifle this tiki-taka once it gets into full syncopated rhythm. Good look at Electric Sanchez. Lady following me on Twitter actually took that name and promised to give her a mention. Electric Sanchez. Yeah, thought I had it copyrighted.
I'm sure she'll let you borrow it.
Yeah, been in wonderful form though, hasn't he, Phil?
And there's still fans out there that think he might not be what Barcelona needs.
Yeah.
13 goals. Of course, the last 2 seasons he's really struggled the first half of the season. Not this year.
Oh, what a ball.
Almost kicked back to Messi, but Fabregas denied. It was Oriol Romeo again.
Cesc tries to control this, and Messi was expecting the first time little touch with the outside of Cesc's right leg, right foot. He's unlucky.
And a little frustration kick might cause a few problems here.
It's a ball fair and square by the looks of it, but it just comes through and catches Javi as he's cleared the ball.
And injury to insult. 5 fouls in the opening half hour plus. Nearly 20 shots. The vast majority for the home side. Chance now for Valencia. You see, starting to put a few more bodies in the Barcelona end. Just token pressure, though. Xavi spotted the gap, just couldn't time the run.
It's an element we're being seen more and more from Tata Martino's men. All this talk about direct play, but that's really what Tata is talking about, that insightful surgical pass early from either the midfield or from the likes of Piqué and Maché.
Driven into the middle by Diego Alves. A little kick for Piatti.
Just bypassing the tiki-taka. Look out.
Faguli.
Good ball.
Alcácer tries to get it back to the Algerian. They got to the box and they ran out of ideas.
Unlucky from the 20-year-old Paco Alcácer. A nice, sprightly counter-attack showing that his team in white has got a good opportunity. Victor Beautiful leaving his lane and identifying his team stripped down, and Busquets having words with the referee about something.
Faguli, good idea, just a bit fast for the spark plug Piatti. Second smallest man in La Liga, but he packs a wallop.
The rumblings around the stadium, though, again, all the dominance and total control of the game. Got this game by the throat, Barcelona, but as always, need to finish off that wonderful embroidery with a frame of a goal. And just one right now, it's a little bit tricky.
Busquets trying to get it back to Messi, but got tangled. Dani Parejo starting to sense Valencia burst forward just a bit quicker, and there's two on the far flank. It's a foot race with Mascherano. Needed a better pass. Mascherano closes in, but pays the price.
Wonderful sprinting out of the defender here to contain Antonio. And takes a one in the ribs. And this concern here. It's a fair, good, hard challenges. Marc Bartra be a wonderful stand-in, but you don't want to be losing Maché to a rib injury. Those take a long time to heal, often than not, and that's a heavy blow right into him, and he feels it.
It's on the ground, not the actual contact with the player, the side that he's grabbing.
He'll be fine.
And you can see that little release of breath. So up a man now, but down a goal. Valencia from the corner, looking for Mathieu, but cleared away. Piatti sprinting back to win it.
Danger man in himself. Again, another Argentina international, little Pablito Piatti. He's a danger.
Faguli trying to get it back, but Busquets coming in, deflecting it out. As we approach the halfway, Valencia seems to have woken up.
Sure, when they come out of the long grass, Phil, you're right. He's starting to show the glinting spears coming forward, and it's taken that type of latch-ditch defending to contain them a couple of times.
Parejo, Valdez in open net, but the header from Costa smashed wide.
Again,
Valdez missed times.
Situation where Barcelona absolutely undone on corner kicks. It's happened all season long. One of the worst teams in La Liga for conceding from corner kicks. Victor comes and he's nowhere near. He's flapping like an albatross with a broken wing on this one, and his defenders are standing off, hearing his battle cry, coming to get the ball. So that was down to Victor, I believe, Phil.
You saw Costa, he was turning around to celebrate, and then grabs his head in his hands in disbelief how he missed the empty net. This is a Barcelona squad that has only allowed 13 goals, but 6 of those 13 coming off of corners. That's a league worst percentage.
46%, I just did the math.
Must have been the haircut. The anti-Samson. 7 minutes left. Xavi trying to find a gap. Kind of sense this was the game plan from Juan Antonio Pizzi. Hold on and then try and strike before the break.
And especially from set pieces, and they were focused there. And again, terrible indecision from this Barcelona defence. Let's talk about Greek mythology with the way they play going forward. But that is their Achilles heel, all right. And it was continuing. No matter how much they do their dress rehearsals, their practice, it continues to haunt them.
Trapped into the corner, Valencia putting pressure forward, and they do have a chance to win it back. Strong from Busquets, who gets tripped up for his effort.
Lovely turn. Good ball.
Another chance for Messi, finding that little pocket, but Piatti picked it.
Yep, Argentina man.
I mentioned the first half hat trick from Lionel Messi when these two teams met back in September. They're Postiga with 2 goals in rapid succession just before the break. So all 5 scored in the first half at Mestalla. Barcelona trying to make sure that Valencia does not repeat at the Camp Nou. Wide for Alexis, back into the middle, trying to lull Valencia to sleep. A hypnotic rhythm, but poked away. Parejo, he got more man than ball. The full width. Now Alexis looks inward. Xavi almost denied by Romeo. Faguli will get to the loose ball. Cuts inside of Alba, who pokes it free again. Now Fabregas spots the run of Alves. Draws Piatti with him. Alexis wide. Early cross, just skims over Messi. And then Faguli putting it into space. Four minutes remaining in regulation.
And the attack started by Xavi. Beautiful switching of the play, the cerebral dictator. He's been nicely supported today by Fabregas. He's not been sparkling into the box, Phil, but Fabregas has been really insightful with some of his passes to prompt this attack. But fair dues to Valencia. Costa and Mathieu in the back, linking up nicely together, and again Dani Parejo and Romelu on with Faguli and little Piatti as well. Yeoman's jobs, all hands to the pumps, and holding their own defensively. Barcelona, it's this week every week, isn't it? It'll be the same against Manchester City. Searching, probing, looking for a way through, and the late arriving runs of Fabregas, not as much there in evidence here today, but it's been a little bit more patient approach by Barcelona on the outside.
Pedro for Messi. There's that Man City game drawing close. Xavi into the box. Alexis.
Fabulous pass. Messi just not able, and he applauds the ball. It is absolutely wonderful, and he's found beautifully by chameleon eyes. Lovely little ball, and Pedro on the far side of the box sees it curling towards him and skip away. Messi cannot meet the train at the station. Lovely little attack again. Nowhere, runs into a cul-de-sac once more.
They're not impeded, but the foul further upfield, right in front of the Barcelona coach. A couple of Copa del Rey matches, semi-final time from Sociedad, sandwiched around a trip to Sevilla. Then they'll host Rayo Vallecano of Barcelona before that Manchester City match. Busy month coming up. Three on the right.
Good ball.
Touched wide. Romeo squares and touched into an empty net. Dani Parejo has tied us up almost on the stroke of halftime.
Well, this counter-attack has been really threatening, and it's weak defending by Barcelona once more. The ex-Real Madrid man capitalizes, and it's a mop-up finish. It's easy, but it's created beautifully by Oriol Romelu with that square ball. But they cut through Barcelona like tissue paper. Beautiful turn here, leading it on, and nice turn on the run. Wonderful feed out wide. This ball pulled back to the man who started it.
Sofian Faguli, beautiful technique, and there wasn't a huge gap, but he threaded the needle. Again, passive offside. Looked like it was Barragán who was further wide, but the ball to Faguli, and then back to Parejo, and we are tied at one.
And take a look at it again, Phil. Gerard Piqué is going to have a look in the mirror as well, because Dani Parejo plays a give and go around Piqué, and Piqué turns round very, very slowly like the Titanic, and by that time Danny was gone, and he just needed that ball returned back, and Oriol plays it beautifully and puts it on a red carpet for him for an easy tuck away, but it was nicely engineered from the ex-Getafe man, Danny Parejo.
Well, what's the number one rule of defending? The ball or the man, not both. And as you said, Piqué was a spectator, and he had a beautiful view of the ball going all the way to the back of the net.
Yeah. Danny Parejo was
Messi tangled with the ex-Madridista. One tug too many. So now in the referee's book in 2 columns.
Once more, Barcelona, aesthetically beautiful. Tremendous, admirable, entertaining football, but the lack of finishing power allowing Valencia back into this, and they've got a game on their hands, and they've got the locker room beckoning.
This will likely be the final touch of the half. Pedro Perez might allow a deflection or two, but from Messi, a chance for Barcelona to retake the lead. From about 30, curls it in, and on a bobbled hop, Alves will bring the first half to a close. It looked like Barcelona comfortably, but Valencia has made it a bed of nails. 1-1 the score at the half.
They can only look at themselves and ask themselves, how can we not capitalize more with this complete control and dominance? Well, the boys with the bats on their shirts giving them an almighty fright, and we have a game on our hands.